What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the B&B Lawn Care Podcast. We are here in Phoenix, Arizona at Elevate Conference. I'm here with Jake Clabaugh from Envu.
Nice to meet you.
How we doing?
Great.
What do you do? Tell us.
I am the area sales manager for Envu for Envu Care Mosquito Station, and I also help with the professional pest end of Envu as well.
Okay, so what is Envu? For anybody that doesn't know, what is Envu?
Yeah, Envu was formerly Bayer Environmental Science, but Bayer divested off their chemical divisions, and we became Envu. So we are a U.S.-based chemical manufacturer that helps across the green industries with pest, turf, lawn, vegetation management, and a few others.
Yeah, we've been making a lot of content with Envu, really great products, and you guys, I've just met you here for about an hour, and you guys are full of knowledge. Like, you know a lot.
Thank you.
So let's go into it. This is going to be a super interesting conversation with kind of the other side. You know, we talk to a lot of lawn care business owners that fertilize, do mowing, do landscaping, hardscaping. But it's kind of fun and interesting to hear from people on the other side that you guys are doing the research to create products to help us.
Yes.
You know, so it's just kind of a cool dynamic to be on the other side. So tell us about this. This is like kind of your baby at the moment?
Yeah, so this
What
is my
this?
baby. Most definitely. So this is our Envu Care Mosquito Station. This is a new innovative product to help curb and, can't say eliminate, but help reduce populations for mosquitoes around homes and it can be public spaces and commercial spaces as well. So it's a new product that involves technology that'll be a dual active that not only will kill adults, but also help kill the larvae that the adults lay.
So you were kind of saying that, and this, by the way, isn't a product pitch for this or whatever. You were talking about how this works and, like, how to actually get rid of mosquitoes. Could you tell us, like, a little bit about that?
Most definitely. So this is a station. I say a station because our competitor products on the market are traps where the adult mosquito will actually come in and die. This is a station where we actually use the adult mosquito to work for us. So we need that adult mosquito to land in this station where there's going to be 1.3 gallons of water. And inside the station, after you fill it with water, we're going to have a floater. And on the floater, we're going to have this netting or this sachet that is going to rest. And on this sachet or netting, we'll have an active ingredients. We'll have two. There'll be a adulticide and the Bavaria bassiana, which is the adulticide, and we'll have an IGR that is going to be to help kill the larvae. And IGR stands for insect growth regulator. So what we'll do is we'll have the female mosquito land in here after she takes a blood meal. And it's only the female mosquito. Your male mosquitoes are going to be pollinators. Your female is going to land in on the netting, and she's going to be polarized from flying. And then the active ingredients on here are the opposite polarization. And it's going to suck to her body. And after she leaves the station, she's going to work for you by dumping the IGR or larvicides off into other bodies of water.
So how do you kill the male?
So the male mosquitoes, fortunately, are pollinators. We don't really need to worry. So through adulticide applications like backpack mist blowing or spraying or fogging, we're able to knock down those males, which would help curb mating and growth of population as well.
So the female ones are the dangerous ones?
Yeah, so your female mosquitoes are the only one that take a blood meal, and they're only going to take a blood meal when they're inclined to actually reproduce. So they're taking the nutrients needed from that blood meal to be able to actually make their eggs. So your male mosquito and female are pollinators before the reproduction starts to happen.
Okay, so you basically you were saying this is like a 3-week cycle, right?
Correct.
So they're going to come in here, they're going to get that on them, right?
Yep.
I mean, what's the fancy terminology?
Yeah. So most definitely.
They're going to suck that in?
Yeah, so as the mosquito flies in, she's going to be polarized from flying, so she's going to be positively polarized.
Okay.
And we negatively charged the active ingredient particles on here. So when she lands on here, the particles suck to her body much like a bee landing on a flower with pollen, where the particles are going to just suck straight to her body. She'll lay her eggs, and then the larvicide, the IGR, the pyriproxyfen, will kill the larvae in the station. So what will happen is you'll see the larvae go through their stages, the 4 instar stages, and they'll just die in the station, become organic matter for other larvae. And at that point in time, the adult mosquito will fly out. She'll go land into the next cryptic breeding sites, the sites that you and I as service professionals, we can't treat. That's gutters, catch basins. Think of bird baths, all these areas that we typically aren't treating. That mosquito is going to land in to lay eggs, and she's going to dump some of that larvicide off, essentially killing larvae in that body of water. And then over a week period of time, the Bavaria bassiana, the Dolicide, slowly kills her, so she dies as well. So it's a full cycle station. Kills the larvae plus adults.
For those of you listening, like, I hope you appreciate this, like, technological, or what would the word be? Like, advanced
Yeah, the innovation
terminology. No, I'm saying from you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
the advanced terminology versus just listen to me all the time, with my basic terminology. But no, that's really cool. So do you see this, like, this product in particular and this kind of thought process for service providers to be the next, I don't want to say like the next big thing, but I'm saying instead of just going around spraying once or twice a year, do you think this is going to be the next add-on for maybe something like my company, where we're already there weekly mowing all the time? We'll be there for 7 treatments a year. So we might as well put this on the property, and then they get year-round mosquito control.
Yeah, most definitely. We have case studies that can show if we put this out early in season, before season starts, about a month before, that instead of having those first initial spikes of mosquitoes that go up and down, we kind of curb that population through the whole year. And if you're already on property and you're completing a lawn care service already, why not add a exterior service that's only exterior only? Mosquitoes are never interior, they're only on the outside. Why not add an extra service where you can make some more recurring revenue? Right, and this is a station that you can put out and just service every 4 to 6 weeks. You can line it up with your service intervals that you already have with your company.
And what would that look like? Like, let's say me, I don't have any of this. Maybe I don't even offer mosquito services. Where would I start? Where do I buy this? How do I price? How do I communicate that with the customer?
Great questions. So we discussed a little bit of this beforehand, but as far as where you can buy, we currently work with 3 distribution partners. So we're with Site 1, Viserys, and Target Specialty Products, and then starting in 2026, we'll also be with BWI and Forshaw. And so we'll have 5 distribution partners in 2026 that you'll be able to buy the station from, and we recommend 1 to 3 average per home. They take about 5 minutes to service, and that's going to be a one-time fee for the station. It's going to last about 5 years, and then we're buying refills every 4 to 6 weeks to service the station. As far as how to structure that and price, I really believe that, like you said, kind of, if we're going to service from, say, March till October, instead of charging a little bit more in the initial because the plastic costs more, maybe spreading that cost out through the service interval of those, 8 months, 10 months, or spreading it out over the whole year. If you have somebody that will, buy in on your lawn care service, they also want to buy in on a premium mosquito service, you charge them out monthly through the year versus having higher spikes, every other month or so. It allows it to be a little more economical for your customer.
Yeah, and you mentioned something I think is a great idea. This would be, though it's not a mower or something, but this is no different than a piece of equipment.
Thank you.
That you have, right? Like,
yeah.
And for the customer standpoint, this is you're paying for us to service it.
Yes.
And you're paying for the product inside.
Yes.
But, like, do you agree? Like, this is our equipment. So let's say you only hire us for 3 months, and then you're like, you know what? We're going to do our own thing. Okay, then I'm coming back to the property.
And taking this back.
Yeah, because you're paying for this. It's not the customers. You're not just putting it there, right?
Completely correct. It can go either way. If you would rather sell it to the customer and not have the worry and you want it to be the customer's problem, totally fine. I like the model that it's more of a rented product. It's your equipment.
Yeah.
And if the customer decides to end service with you through the service agreement, that's fine. We'll go and take the station back. The good news is the next time it's placed, this has already been paid for, right? Yeah. The next placement's a free placement per se, and you're making a lot more money every time you put this back out.
How long do these last?
There's an average of 5 years per plastic station.
And then the inserts?
The inserts are going to be every 4 to 6 weeks on the netting or sachet. So this is going to be our N2 Care mosquito station, and the netting is going to be our N2 mix.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I want to go back because I find this conversation super interesting. So I've heard that, like, mosquitoes are some of the most dangerous insects. Are they insects?
You can say anything on the world. So
anything in the world.
So and I was looking to make sure my numbers were correct on this because we have some slides. Over 750,000 deaths a year from mosquitoes, and you could guess what would be second.
I don't even know.
Humans.
Humans?
Humans through, like, interpersonal or murders or killing, and it's under, like, 450,000.
Mosquitoes are more than that?
Mosquitoes are more.
Dang, that's
crazy.
crazy.
And then, like, jumps down drastically. Like, we're like hippos or, tigers. I think there's sharks at 10 and tigers
Really?
at 10. So yeah, really interesting. And
That is crazy.
it's something to keep in mind. We're not just going out there
I'm
on
gonna
a
throw that
nuisance.
now that we're on mosquitoes. People want to see what you look like. Okay, so they're the most dangerous thing.
Yes, organism, right?
That's wild.
So when you think about, we're going out there and we're thinking, hey, it's a nuisance pest. We have to help our customer because they're being bit. They're a public health pest, right? And we're allowed to go out there and give knowledge to our customers about the public health awareness around mosquitoes.
And you could use that, like, for us as
Yes.
the service providers. You could use that in your marketing.
Agreed. I think
That, like, it is more dangerous than you think.
totally. I think it's wrong to probably completely go scare tactics. Like,
Yeah.
there's certain. We heard Zika was a big scare in the previous years. It's a sexually transmitted disease as well through intercourse, and it's also transmitted through mosquitoes. And it's deformities for babies. So young families that were hoping to have a baby, it was detrimental to them, right? And that was kind of a scare. Now, there's a certain mosquito that carries Zika. And you wouldn't want to go up to Kansas and say, hey, if you don't get a service, you're going to get Zika. It's just
Right.
not going to happen, right? So scare tactics aren't fair, but being knowledgeable to educate your customer on what is out there is fair. And I think one very fair game is heartworm for animals, dogs and cats. And heartworm is easily transmitted and passed by mosquitoes. And all homeowners love their pets. They want to protect their pets, right? And so I think that's an easy one to sell on. West Nile, encephalitis. Those are all areas that we can touch base on as well.
I mean, I didn't know. Just talking to you for like 20 minutes, I learned so much stuff. So, can you tell us what are did you say there's 3 types of mosquitoes?
There's more, but we're worried about typically 3 in the United States. So in the United States, we'd have our Culex that would span the entire United States. So it's covering east to west coast, south to north. We have our 80s. Our 80s is more of like, we kind of discussed like a smiley face that's going to go from coast down to the south, up the next coast. And it's starting to branch up north, kind of like that southern border of Kansas, Missouri, kind of in your neck of the woods, right? Just that southern area. And then we'd have the Anopheles, which is more of your marsh, your swamp mosquito. And they're going to be in a little bit more pockets that we have some water. So you'll get a little bit of that in Kansas, maybe Minnesota, Texas. There's different pockets of Anopheles. So we have multiple different mosquitoes. Our 2 big ones that we're worried about would be our 80s, which we consider container breeders. They breed in the size of a bottle cap. So if you had a bottle cap upside down in your yard, it'd be enough water for this 80s mosquito to breed.
Huh.
And they're flying about 30 to 40 yards. And then our Culex, which is in your neck of the woods, that's your main mosquito, they're flying 2 to 3 miles to lay their eggs and travel.
Is it good or bad if they travel further? Because they're basically like broadening their range, right?
Yeah, you think flying mosquitoes or flying insects rather are really tough to treat. It's tough to put a residual product, a product that's going to last a long time in the airspace. We can put products on foliage, put products on grass, put products on turf, but to treat the flying space is impossible.
Right.
So mosquitoes can easily fly from one yard to the next yard. It makes them very tough to treat and very tough to offer a service protocol or treatment that will be successful. Well, that's where Envu Care can help you because you're having that adult mosquito, that female, and when she travels, she's working for you. It's almost like a, I want to say legal chemical trespass, but it is. It's allowing that female mosquito to take that chemical in spots that you would never be able to take it.
And you said that, like, if somebody wants it, results today, that with that product, you have to let the cycle run through, right?
Correct.
Because she has to take it, then go back to
No, you're
the
hitting it on the
water?
head. Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
what's going to happen is she's going to take a blood meal, and if
Okay.
it's from us, typically it'd be where we like to spend our time in the backyard, the back deck, the fence line, and we're going to look to put stations in those areas, right? And so 100% shade in areas where we're being bit, we're going to put it in there. And yeah, she's going to be taking that larvicide on, and that's going to take about a 2 to 3 week process for that mosquito to get through the full cycle, right? And so for the larvae to die, the adults to pass, it takes about a week, 7 to 10 days for that Bavaria bassiana to work. And so an alternative, instead of just waiting 2 to 3 weeks of your customer having mixed results, you can actually go out with a backpack mist blower or a spray tank or a sprayer of any sort and use an adulticide of your choice to go out there and kill the adult mosquito population to give you a little extra jump start on that process.
Mm. So it's kind of like the old saying, like, you know, if you treat your yard, but your neighbors on the side and behind you don't treat it, like, it's hard to just use a spray product, right?
Yep.
To manage, because then they'll just fly over their yard.
Correct.
So this is kind of like that level up, right?
Totally.
That edge.
It's totally that edge. It's it was always that fight is great. We can treat your yard, we can treat the foliage, we can treat the area in your yard, but my neighbor's yard is a swimming pool that's abandoned and has filled with water, and what do? This is now the answer, right? This is the answer that allows that female mosquito to be the extra work for us. She's doing all the work for us. We're not spending the time. She's spending the time where this station is working 24 hours a day for us, helping protect mosquitoes.
I think I might have said a question that brought us off a little bit. I want to go back to charging. We didn't touch on charging for something like this.
Yeah.
You could do a monthly, even if you don't touch this for the month or two. It's 6 weeks, so we'd have to go back every month and a half.
Yep.
But you would charge your customer monthly.
Correct.
What would you charge them? Like how could we even start?
So to be fair, we work with distribution partners like I discussed, so it's not fair for me to throw exact numbers because they would be the ones to price. But you could guess that you could be in your price on $20 to $30 per station, one-time fee starting out. And you have to pass that price on, obviously, to the customer, double or whatever you're going to do. So instead of having a higher initial cost because of the plastics are going to cost more the first time, and then your service intervals are going to get much cheaper as you go on because the N2 mix is a lot cheaper than the plastic, and the plastic lasts 5 years. So instead of having a really expensive month or really expensive quarter, however you're going to do it, service interval, you could just spread out that first initial cost over every month if you wanted to do like the monthly billing. And so I think, easily you can go out and double, more than double, $100 a month, $80 a month, depending, and you can bump down to where, that would be initial, or you can bump down to where you're just like $40 a month, averaged out for the full year.
And what is a typical, like, you lived in Lenexa, Kansas, so about 40 minutes from where I live in Kansas City. What is the treatments typically like around me, like for a service professional? Are they spraying once or twice a year?
That's another great question. So I think what's great with N2 Care is that, and this isn't a cop-out answer, this is the truth, is that every company has different service protocols. I have people that are servicing every 3 weeks. I have people that are servicing every 6 weeks. I have people that want to service every 90 days. We have different formulations, especially in our adulticides, that allow our products to work for every single service protocol. And so I think when people think, oh, well, it's Mosquito and I'm not going to be there monthly, or it's Mosquito and we have a product that fits your protocol to allow you to make recurring revenue by servicing mosquitoes. Average look for the Lenexa area would be somebody coming out, a service professional on the pest control end, typically would come out and do an adulticide treatment, and that would be a backpack mist blower, and you could use any sort of a Talstar, like your Bifins, and they're coming out and they're doing a 30-day backpack mist. Is hitting all the foliage. So if there's foliage, they're flipping the leaves up and down, and they're hitting shady areas where that mosquito would rest. And then they're putting N2 Care out on the property. Typically in the past, it was just a backpack mist blowing application. And I'm seeing more of this trend where you either need to now have our station or a competitor's trap out as well, and that's where the market's kind of going for mosquito services.
Okay.
It's a think of it this way. You have a physical job where they can see, grass being cut or weeds being gone. But when like pest is a chemical being put down in the granular. They can't see a single service. The service is invisible. So you go out and you charge them for basically what they think is invisible. The N2 Care station is a physical station they can see. And I believe there's merit to them seeing the physical protection as well.
Yeah, this is way off topic, but it just made me think about it. We used once, a few years back, a hook-style aerator.
Yeah.
And I think they did studies, it's like still effective. But my customers, and I heard this from other people too, they didn't see the cores being pulled from the ground and laying on there. So to them it was like, did you even do it?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be effective? And I find that it's kind of the same thing. Like, you were saying it's invisible. Well, with that hook style aeration, it wasn't basically invisible. You are still putting holes in the ground, but the cores aren't being pulled and laying on the grass. And so I know it sounds silly, but to the customer standpoint, to actually see something there is
Agreed.
a true thing that people look for.
Yeah, and then they can see, it's one of those, we didn't make this note, but if you were to open the station, the key way to tell if it's working is that there's larvae in it. And if there's not larvae in the station, that means the adult didn't land. She didn't lay her eggs. It means the process isn't happening. So if a homeowner or you would ever look, I mean, you can see.
What is
it working.
it? It looks like little.
So the larvae, there's you'll get through the full process, but you have your adult. Your adult's going to lay eggs. If it's a Culex mosquito, there's going to be anywhere from 100 to 300 eggs laid in a raft. Imagine just like you think a floating raft with the 300 eggs. Half of them are going to be females.
Wow.
In 7 to 10 days, those are going to hatch off to be adults. What happens is the eggs pop open. They become larvae in the water. They call them wigglers. And they use surface tension to breathe and also filter food.
Are those like they look kind of like clear?
They're like white and clear, and they're like little worms, and they'll use the surface tension. And they have 4 instars. And what you could do is if you really pulled them out, you would see 4 different sizes. And so as they grow, they go from 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once they hit the 4th stage, they'll go to the pupa stage. And that's where they pupate out into the adult. So they'll actually go from an adult, the pupa stage, into an adult, and that's kind of the full cycle.
I find that to be really interesting because I just don't. I think sometimes, I've been doing lawn mowing, weekly mowing for almost 20 years. And it's so comfortable to me, like even going into like next season, it's so comfortable because it's just what I know. But to offer like pest control or mosquito control it's like a new world, and it's kind of, what if my clients don't see the results or, what if I don't know how to charge or what if I mess something up? Like, in a way that this is kind of dummy proof or an easy intro into offering this service.
Thank you. I believe it to be a service that everybody can go out and implement. It takes about 5 minutes to service each station. The average of 1 to 3 a home. You're talking, 5 to 15 minutes a house to add a lot more recurring revenue to your bottom line every month, right? And it's kind of a no-brainer. You're already there. We discussed this. The expensive part is getting yourself there or your service pro out there, the vehicle out there. There's insurance involved, gas money involved. If you're already out there, let's add some more services while you're there. And this is a quick, easy one to add that you will see results from. Your customer will see results from too.
Yeah, it's kind of like a. Do you think it could be a big labor? Like, let's take the other side from like a lawn mowing company, pest control company. Do you think it's a big labor savings too?
Totally.
Like instead of having somebody go out and spray, you basically just have to have somebody drive around every 6 weeks and put the new netting in, right?
Yeah, it took it from where the traditional pest treatment was backpack mist blowing or spray treatment every month to now it being charged like a monthly charge. We want to charge $700 for the year, and we're going to charge this much per month. It went to that level where, hey, we don't have to spray every time. We don't have to go out and use a backpack mist blower. We can just go out and service into care, and they're still having mosquito protection. And so it allowed the end user to kind of bring the power back into their house, make a little bit more money, and have a better service overall.
Do you have to have any licenses for this since you're not spraying?
Great question. So there are some separate licenses. We need to make sure, depending on what state you're in, every state is different, that we look at licensing. Lots of times there is a separate license for mosquito work, which would separate yourself from your competitors as well, right? They're normally very easy to obtain. And I will say this and vouch personally that I'm more than happy anytime to help people with licensing or training on any sort of mosquito end.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How would they get a hold of you?
Easy. You can either reach out to me through my email at jacob.clabaugh@envu.com, or you can reach out to me at the phone number. Check-in.
I've noticed that about Envu as a whole, and like, it seems like you guys are not just here to sell a product or make a product and just make money. You guys are like super education based, like just willing to help people. Because from what I see, it's like if you can help educate your customer, which is us, lawn care companies, pest control companies, if you can educate us and make us better, not only make products that make us better, but we're actually doing better work and providing a better outcome for our clients, then we make more money. In turn, we could spend more money with you. You know what I'm saying? It's
a full circle.
It's a full circle, but I think you guys are going about it the right way of like even offering to help people. I think that's huge. And I've heard that around here a lot. Like, you know, if you have questions, reach out to us.
Yes.
Because like full transparency, you guys have done the research.
The research
right?
here, this isn't just new, you know, we acquired Envu Care. We brought it on. The research was done before that, but we're looking at the companies we're acquiring. We're making sure they fit our portfolio well, and this was, you know, one of them. Prime example of research is our new BaraCore Essential Mosquito Control product, and it is a 25B. It's a FIFRA 25B product, which means it's EPA exempt. But instead of typically in the past, those EPA exempt products were, let's say, snake oil, but there are oils that people just threw together and said, hey, they do this. We actually took oils and we did all the scientific studies. We ran it through the ringer like we would any synthetic product and came out with a new mosquito product that pairs very well with Envu Care, that is safe for everything. The key words here, it's safe for everything but mosquitoes. On label, it's safe for honeybees and bees, and on label, it's safe for butterflies. We're really, really excited about this product. It touches really well into those eco-conscious, eco-friendly customers that are looking for more of that green service, and then it pairs really well with Envu Care to offer that too. And then we have great synthetics as well with our Scion and suspend polysone and Talstar too.
Yeah, that's great. I love what you guys are doing, and I just think it's cool to have a company that makes a product that just is here to like educate and here to help people, and not just here to shove products down people's throats.
We're trying to be better partners, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to listen to what's needed in the market. We're trying to extend our arms out to, you know, lawn and landscape. This is, you know, an area where Envu Care previously probably hadn't been pushed real hard, or we haven't really maybe spent much time here. We are here to try to help people grow. Like you said, educate, help you grow together. And if you grow, and we grow as a team.
Yeah,
and it's a mutual partnership. And, you know, please, if there's something, you know, if you could tell us or anybody else, there's something that Envu can be doing better, we love to hear it. We want to hear the feedback so we can become better partners.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Is this your first Elevate show?
This is my first Elevate show. I'm super, super excited. Like I said, they keep me hidden away on the dark side, on the pest control end, and so I typically don't get to be involved on this side. And it's exciting that we're branching out, and like I said, you know, really putting our best foot forward to try to help other companies, other industries to grow with us.
Yeah, that's great. No, we're excited for the week. My first time at Elevate as well. And, no, it's cool. Phoenix, Arizona, beautiful weather.
Dude, loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Cool area. Got mountains, like, all around.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been here. So
a little nicer weather than Kansas City.
Oh, dude, we've had freezing cold, super cold Halloween, tons of rain. The rain actually, like, ended our season.
Yeah.
Weirdly. So we had a super slow September. October was like spring, dude. It was green, growing. Yep. And then 2 weeks of rain, cold, season over.
Oh, miserable.
So it was like, dude, we had another month and a half run, and then it just kind of, like, ended it there. But
I'm sorry to hear it was an early season.
But, hey, here we are, Elevate, Phoenix, Arizona, with Jake. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Definitely. Have a good day.
You too.